Alrighty, guys, we're back for Lobster Munitions, and this is an Edge of Eternities standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. But first things first, we built this together over on the Twitch channel. Nice. We have 3 Ragost, Deft Gastronauts, 2 mana, 2/2 rockin' Boros colors up there. Legendary creature, Lobster Citizen. Okay, artifacts you control are foods in addition to their other types and have the food ability. You can pay 1, tap this, sack of food. Ragost deals 3 damage to each opponent. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, untap Ragost. Really cool build around card, huh? Now we're going to be pairing this with Weapons Manufacturing as a 3 of in here. It's a 2 mana enchantment. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Munitions. When this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. It doesn't gain anything. Yeah, 2 damage to any target. So if you end up sending a Munitions at the opponent's face with a Ragost ability, that's going to be 5 damage. That seems pretty darn good, actually. So we're going to be pairing Weapons Manufacturing with pretty good artifacts like Legion Extruder, for example. When it enters, deals 2 damage to any target. Also has that bottom ability that'll eventually come in handy. You can end up sacrificing munitions to that bottom ability, turn the munitions into a golem, and still get that 2 damage through with the munitions, right? So that's pretty cool. Other good artifacts in here that should help out. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is a great way to go ahead and boost our creatures while hating on the opponent's graveyard. Then we have a little onslaught of equipment. 1 of Lost Jitte, 1 Lavaspur Boots, 1 Basilisk Collar, and 1 top-end Buster Sword as well, all of which we can grab out of the deck list with Cloud Midgar Mercenary, making the cut as a 2 of in here. Now with some of these like Legion Extruder and caring about ETBs or caring about our artifacts entering, right, it's not going to be terrible to try out some bounce spells with these, like Sunpearl Kirin, right, as a 2 of in here. We also have all 4 Nurturing Pixie. Technically, it is a Pixie deck list. Cool. We also have 4 Nesting Bots. This is not going to be a terrible artifact to go ahead and sacrifice to something like the middle ability on Ragost. We have a couple Dusk Rose Reliquaries because removal is important. 4 Perilous Snares because removal is important. And then we also have Pinnacle Starcage. This is a 3 mana artifact. When this artifact enters, exile all artifacts and creatures with mana value 2 or less until this artifact leaves the battlefield. So this should pair really, really well with the Weapons Manufacturing. Since this is an enchantment, this doesn't actually get picked up by the Starcage, but the munitions do. And the munitions don't have to be destroyed. They don't have to be sacrificed. All that needs to happen is they need to leave the battlefield. So that's also why bouncing a munitions with a Pixie ability seems pretty decent, actually. Now, it also has a bottom ability. I'm not going to take the time to read it right now, though. But you got 24 total mana in here. Honestly, it's probably a pretty expensive deck list. A lot of times our turn 4 might look like 2 2-drops. And not just a lot of times, very often, right? So now over in the mana base, we are rocking the new Sacred Foundry, which is actually the old Sacred Foundry because I don't have any of the new ones yet. We have 4 Inspiring Vantage. We have all 4 Sunbillow Verge, which should work really well with the Foundry, huh? We have Fountainport, a couple starting towns as well. Yep, a lot of dual lands because it's going to be pretty greedy, especially with double white and cloud and Boros colors in the Ragost, too. You even have an Ishgard, the Holy Sea. I went ahead and dropped all of the honorable mentions, guys, but there were so many ways we could have possibly put this deck list together, so at some point we're going to have to revisit it in one of those other forums. I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. Okay, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. Heck yeah, we do. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I have no idea. I'm a little concerned because of how much I just won with the last video I recorded, but that shouldn't affect anything, right, guys? I like this starting hand. We're keeping this. Weapons Manufacturing and Ragost in the opener here. I mean, come on now. What's not to like about this? Other than the fact that Dusk Rose Reliquary will just be chilling for now until we find something else. Oh, like that. Perfect. I'm gonna save the Lost Jitte for after weapons manufacturing actually establishes. Is that okay, guys? I think so. Yeah, I think so. It was a Fatal Passage Forest for the opponent, so potentially landfall. Promising Vein. Yep, potentially landfall over there. Tifa. Nope, must not be landfall, guys. Let's go ahead and establish the weapons manufacturing, although it is very tempting to go Lost Jitte and sacrifice it to the Dusk Rose Reliquary. I will say this, if they got the 20 damage, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's just see what we could pull off here. Now, not sacrificing Lost Jitte to the Dusk Rose, at least we'll have Perilous Snare next turn too, if that's the route that we want to go. Outside of that, we could also go Ragost for the turn. Now, this is an additional cost to cast this spell, so it's unfortunate that we can't, like, get the Reliquary onto the board, get the munitions, then sacrifice the munitions to the Reliquary, but even so, there's going to be other moments too. Like, for example, wait a minute, yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, Lost Jitte, get the munitions, sacrifice the munitions for the Reliquary. Huh. Yeah, we could have done that last turn, I guess. No. We established weapons manufacturing that turn. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I played a lot of Magic today. Bear with me. I swear, I'll do better. I'll do better. Okay. So we probably still stick to Perilous Snare, pick up Tifa, right? And save the rest of the nonsense for next turn. Once we get Ragost down too. Okay. Pick up the Tifa. I'd say we got a little lucky that they only swung for one, but they did thin the deck list early on with the Fable Passage, which must have been their only green source, right? Now they're missing mana. So the Llanowar Elves should be really good for them. Actually, so good that if Tifa didn't threaten us with death, we probably would have picked up the Llanowar Elves. You never know if they're actually going to hit the Fable Passage and then drop the Titanic Growth on the Tifa. Like, they could easily hit that, so we got to take care of it. Something Wanderings here. They grab a basic. Nice. They get a counter onto the elves as well. Oh, another Verge isn't terrible. We can get that down successfully. Get the Ragost down. And established. It's probably okay. It's probably okay to go ahead. Well, we could pop the munitions. Pop the Llanowar Elves that way. Save the rest of the nonsense in our hand. That's probably good, and I think we do it on our turn so they don't have a Snakeskin Veil available, right? We untap Ragost even though it wasn't tapped. Yeah, I think that was good. Hopefully I'm playing this out well enough for you guys right here at the beginning, because a lot of different synergies to kind of look at here. Also, keeping their board state clear of creatures means it's less likely that they'll have removal for the Ragost too. Because a lot of their removal relies on like Bushwhack and fight style abilities, right? So with the third mana, it could be more ways to ramp, which could be pretty good for them, but without any established creatures. We're seeing the other side here of landfall, where we've called it a glass cannon, and it very much is, isn't it? I don't know if we need that right now, but we might. Probably just play the plains, though. Alright, Lost Jitte. Yeah, with the Snakeskin Veil open, we want a way to do instant speed to Bristly Bill. Well, we don't know if it's Snakeskin Veil open, but I mean, we kind of know, right? So what we want here is we want Dusk Rose Reliquary, and we want to pop the Lost Jitte, which is it's terrible. But then on the stack of the Snakeskin Veil, we pop the munitions with the food ability. If that all makes sense, right? Goodbye, Lost Jitte. I hope this is okay, guys. We're just playing around a Snakeskin Veil. Very, very specific play around here. If they don't have the Snakeskin Veil, I guess great, right? Okay, we do get another munitions now, since it landed. And then instant speed, munitions. Pop the Bristly Bill. Yeah, we played around it because we kind of know. Like, we know what's going on over there, you know what I mean? So, at that point, we can play the Plains. And this is a little bit more damage than just swinging. So, pop the munitions. 2 damage to face. 3 damage from the Ragost. And then untap the Ragost at the end, even though we don't have open mana at that point. Really cool stuff. Very cleanly picking apart their board state. Now, Duskrose Reliquary with nothing underneath it can be sacrificed to itself, if we find another one, for example. But also, Ishgard is ready to bring back some of our artifacts from the grave, too. Sunpearl. Wow. Okay. I like that. You can bounce the Reliquary, pop the Sunpearl, try to pick up the... That doesn't seem that great, though, does it? We sacrifice Sunpearl, play the Reliquary again. Actually, it could be pretty good. Oh, tough decisions, huh? Let's see what happens here. Yeah, because we also... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the best thing to do here is, but trading out Sunpearl to get an artifact back on the board to generate more munitions from the weapons manufacturing. That does seem pretty good, doesn't it? Okay. Duskrose Reliquary. Pop the Sunpearl. See if they got a second Snakeskin Veil. That would be really good for them, actually. Keeping a creature on the board. Luckily, we can get by any chump blockers, but keeping the creature is essential because they do have a second Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, keeping the creature is essential for being able to fight our Ragost when it comes time, so yeah. That'll work, but we still get the munitions, thank goodness. Which means we do have a sacrifice here. Have an untapped mana too if we really want to. Munitions. Yep, all to face probably, because we just need a few more turns of doing that. At that point, I'll go ahead and keep the Duskrose Reliquary open. So I will take the 2 here then, down to 23. Duskrose Reliquary can be popped for food if we want to gain life, or we could do it now to untap the Ragost, but again, we don't have the open mana to tap the Ragost again anyways, or extra munitions on the board for that matter. Okay. Sounds as Chocobo's bad news. Popping the Ragost here would be essential for them, so let's see if they actually find the Bushwhack when it comes time. Are they going to go for the swing too, is the question. Mana open. They do have the bottom ability on Promising Vein too. They can sack it, search for basic, put it onto the battlefield tap. The difference between Promising Vein and something like Fabled Passage is the Fabled Passage doesn't initially tap for colorless, right? So Promising Vein's an interesting one as maybe like a one-of or something in these deck lists. The opponent's thinking here. Yeah, they don't know exactly what we have left, so... Mossborn Hydra. Oh, okay. Yep. So we'll go ahead and pop the Duskrose Reliquary. Gets it to the grave to pick up with the Ishgard. Now, Nurturing Pixie is decent, but we need more on the board. So I guess we save Nurturing Pixie for next turn. Pixie can bounce the Snare. We can recast Snare, pick up the Tifa again, get a munitions, then swing, get another 5 through. But it would be really silly not to do this right now, right? It'd be really silly not to. Now, I'm just going to establish the Lost Jitte. Get that extra munitions down, and then have the Dusk Rose Reliquary for next turn. Okay, guys. We could still be in danger. Thank goodness we're at 26 right now. Yeah, we could still be in a lot of danger here. Like Fable Passage off the top or something for them. But before the Fable Passage, playing the Traveling Chocobo, right? Traveling Chocobo, Fable Passage, we'd be forced into a chump into the Saz's Chocobo. Mossborn Hydra has Trample. Actually, we would die, right? I don't know. Somebody math that out for me. A Traveling Chocobo Fable Passage, does that kill us? Bristly Bill. Alright, that's not a Traveling Chocobo, but still really scary. We should have enough mana here to double down on 2 different munitions being popped next turn. We used the Ragost ability once, gain some life. They go all into Mossborn Hydra. They got a good swing with the Hydra, not with the Chocobo. We take the 4 all day because Ragost is our only hope. All right, so let's see. We can untap Ragost at the end. Cloud's really good too, honestly, but I guess we start with the Ragost ability. Pop the munitions, throw it to face. There we go. We got our max speed, guys. Next we can go Dusk Rose Reliquary. I guess pick up the Hydra, right? Probably okay. Just want to make sure we have enough mana, and no matter what, we need to get a second munitions onto the board, right? Or Lost Jitte, just being an artifact for the sake of being an artifact, right? We can take the Hydra, generate that second one. No matter what, we want to gain life here too, though. So, I guess we will pop. It doesn't really matter. I guess we'll pop the 1, 2. Yeah, this is fine. We're going to do it right at the end. I'll put a full control on too, right? So we gain life here. So Ragost is going to untap at the end. I'll put a full control just in case. Resolve it. And then tap it. Pop the munitions. Target their face. A lot going on in this one, guys. Yeah. I don't know if we needed the full control at the end. I think it would have stopped after you untap, but I don't know. And no matter what, I didn't want it to pass back to the opponent. I did not want them to untap their forests and find some kind of fancy pants instant speed way to gain life or something, right? So just in case, I put the full control on at the end. Cool stuff. We really, really slowed down green landfall, and they already had a pretty slow start there too. For as far as the green landfall deck lists go, there was that one moment early game there where I thought like weapons manufacturing was already established for the turn, so I got very confused as to why I didn't play my 2 1-mana artifacts, right? But I was just getting too far ahead of myself there. All right, we give it a shot, I guess. It's definitely not as good without the weapons manufacturing, but yeah, weapons manufacturing probably should be a 4 of in here, guys. I don't have the 4th one yet, so I'm trying it with 3 to see if that works well, especially since they don't necessarily play well into themselves. Wait, why am I... Wait a minute. Oh, the second white source on Cloud. Okay. Whew. I was wondering exactly what I was doing there. I think I'm going to grab the Buster Sword, actually. How do you guys feel about that? I like the Lost Jitte equipped to Cloud this turn, too, if we wanted to. So with Starting Town, we have no idea what we're up against yet. I'll start with the swing and we'll just establish the Buster Sword for the turn, right? Or if that's blue, I'll start with the Buster Sword. See what they do here. Nothing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we get the swing through. Easy peasy. Cool. Okay, red. Okay. Okay, at this point, they probably just think we're Boros equipment. We just have a very small little equipment demon here with a couple clouds. Sunpearl's pretty good. Equip Buster Sword, equip Lost Jitte. They pop the cloud, that's kind of no good. So I guess I start with Lost Jitte. See what they do here. They definitely want us to waste all of our mana this turn. So they want to wait till the very last moment. So that way we do waste it all. Which is a little sketchy. Maybe we just go for the swing with the Lost Jitte, keep the Sunpearl open. We play Ragost for the turn, maybe get that established instead. Yeah. I'm not gonna fall for this one, guys. I'm gonna get the Ragost down. Main phase 2. Trumpeting Connoisseur. Nice. That would have hit the even with the Buster Sword boost. Now we can go Sunpearl, grab the cloud back to hand. Actually, that's probably worth it, right? Because we get the ETB on cloud again. We kind of trade out the creature, get the ETB, grab another equipment when it comes time. Seems decent. I don't know. I guess it'll depend if we find our 4th mana too. With starting town, Trumpeting Connoisseur in the grave, this could very well be Jund, guys, right? And the Jund dinos didn't lose too much. They lost a Tali, which is pretty big, but I can't think of anything else that they lost right now. Let me know in the comments. The specifically the Jund Reanimator builds, that runs a lot of dinos, right? That's the one I'm talking about. With the opponent running down the timer, we'll go ahead and pause the recording until they show up. Okay, at the end of the timer here, it passes back to us. Oh boy. Yeah, GG opponent. I think they froze and restarted maybe. I don't know what that was, huh? A really good test hand though. I'm still going to count it as a game, I think. Now, we got to see a little bit more of the synergies between our bounce spells and cloud, for example, right? With 4 different equipment to hit out of the deck list, even doing that a few times, you'll hit all of your equipment, but you're not going to be mad about that because you really want artifacts on the board anyways. Seeing the 4th mana there was going to be really good, regardless of what the opponent could pull off. The 4th mana was going to be essential, which is one of the reasons why we do have all 24 in here. Yeah, being able to do two drops. Uh-oh. Guys, send help. Oh, we're getting into the game, though. Okay. Yeah, whatever happened to the opponent, I'm guessing they froze, they restarted, they missed their turn, they conceded, right? But we just had that network error. So, all right, no, we're in, though. Okay. This is good. I like this hand. Forest from the opponent. Let's go ahead and get the nesting bot down. A good sacrifice to the Reliquary if we got to pick up a Tifa or something. Yeah, right now, the deck lists I'm seeing the most of is definitely Orzhov Sacrifice, Mono Black Sacrifice, and Mono Green Landfall. So yeah, this is pretty good. Let's pick up Bristly Bill. We'll start with a swing. We might be able to cheese it through. We're gonna get rid of the token instead. I don't think we'll be able to cheese it through though. This is fine. It's a slow turn, but I'd say picking up their creature while they have their creature is worthwhile. Then we do have the Nurturing Pixie if we want a 2/2 on the board. I'm going to hold off on that for now though. We won't have triple white next turn though. I just think that there's a better play in the Pixie's future is all. If we find a Plains off the top, that'll be enough mana for a while, but it would still be a pretty good draw, so that way we could cloud and Still do something else too. Well, we'll still be able to cloud and play an equipment though. Okay. Spring Bloom, get him some ramp here. Sunpearl, pretty good. Right. So cloud versus this, I suppose it wouldn't be terrible to go for the Buster Sword again here. Wouldn't be terrible at all. Basilisk Collar might be the best though. The death touch and everything, right? And the lifelink for that matter. Alright, hey, I forgot to swing. I guess we'll swing. It's a fine trade for us. I think they take the one here. Oh, man. Hey, good trade. I guess we'll find out, though. Yeah, one of the reasons it's a good trade, I brought it up already. Fight spells, right? When they have no creatures on the board. Alright, Sunpearl is open. Sunbillow Verge. I wouldn't mind, like, the fact that we have the second cloud's the problem with the whole Pixie play. I think we keep Sunpearl open. We'll equip the Basilisk Collar. With the opponent having no creatures, we can see here that the Buster Sword would have been really good, but we wouldn't have been able to play it last turn. We would have been able to play it this turn. And then we wouldn't have been able to equip it this turn either. That being said, second cloud could grab the Buster Sword. We would be able to equip it next turn and play it. But I think I'm just going to keep Sunpearl open. Yeah, I guess that's okay, right? No tokens to bounce, though, without the 1-1. The 1-1 on the board, trading that out for some card draw with the Sunpearl would have been pretty good. But we drew the Sunpearl after that trade, right? Alright, nothing from the opponent. I'm going to hold off. I still think we have better plays with these bounce spells. We do find more mana. Maybe it is time to recast the cloud. Right? Maybe it is. We won't have Sunpearl open anymore, but it's fine. Now, I'm thinking about the Buster Sword. The extra card draw. Yeah, we should. We should. Even though we can't play it this turn, we definitely should. Yep. Buster Sword would have been excellent these last few turns when the opponent hasn't had anything. Go ahead, use Escape Tunnel. They got to do some deck thinning here. Getting a little lucky versus these mono-green landfall lists for sure, guys. Use all the mountains for the Buster Sword. Equip Buster Sword to Cloud, because the ability gets doubled. Alright, it gets through, guys. Wow. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we get for free here. Perilous Snare. Holy cow. I guess we'll... there's no point in playing that right now, but we do have max speed, I guess. And Nurturing Pixie. We'll go ahead and get a free Sunpearl down. I suppose we'll submit 0, right? And then play the Pixie. And bounce the Sunpearl. So we're trading out a 2-1 flyer for a 2-2 flyer, and then we have the, instead of just like playing the Pixie last turn and bouncing one of our other cards like the Nesting Bot, that's kind of what we did with the free Buster Sword play then, right? I think that makes sense. Got 11 on the board state here. The opponent is in desperate need of a creature and in desperate need to remove this cloud. Tifa, nice. Oh, they were trying to go all in one turn maybe? But without a red source, how did they give haste to a Tifa? With all that extra mana, maybe they could give haste with a Surak? They do have a Bushwhack. That's really good for them, but it is a fight, so it does trade. We still got 6 on the board, 9 with the Buster Sword equip. So I suppose that's what we start with. And I guess they all have a pretty big target on their back anyways. Swing for 9. There we go. Nice. Like I said, getting a little lucky versus these mono green landfall lists, though. Oh, guys, did I go over the YouTube stuff for this video? Oh, man. Yeah, way too much Magic the Gathering today, for real. um, if I didn't go over it, I should go over it. And if I did, I apologize for repeating myself. But while I have you here towards the end of the video, we probably got one more game in us here. Make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. We'll go ahead and keep this. Also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well because it really does help out the channel. So thank you guys. All right, we start with that nesting bot all day. Bandit's Talent. We're going to discard the Lost Jitte, probably. Agatha's Soul Cauldron not doing too much here, though. I'm going to go Soul Cauldron. I hope I don't regret that. Okay, get the mountain down. Lost Jitte, get it equipped. I really like all the utility we have going on in here. Okay, I'm going to save this counter on the Lost Jitte. Gonna go Bandit's Talent. Crap. Do we actually just discard 2 lands here? Probably not, right? That would be really bad. Alright. Legion Extruder. I hope that's okay. Bandit's Talent. Yeah, this is way too much mana for what we're doing. Let's go ahead. Oh, it's not even once per turn with the Lost Jitte, is it? We can just keep going with it too. It's going to be more mana. Yeah. Okay, well, if they have a Bandit's Talent number 3, I suppose. All right. I guess we'll use one, put a counter. We get to keep the Ishgard as utility. We're in danger, guys. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure in danger. Agatha Soul Cauldron. Okay. Okay. It's not going to be more discard. This time, as long as we weren't discarding 2 of the lands, one of the lands would have been fine to discard. Oh, no, guys. All right. Well, it's more mana. We can play that out tapped. Right. Go for the swing. It's going to pop the nesting bot, it looks like. Okay. I guess we could have had the 5 if we used the Lost Jitte to untap a land after tapping it, right? Which is kind of crazy business. Yeah, we could have played Plains or taken the 2 from Foundry if we really needed to. But, yeah, we could have played the Plains, tapped the 4, untapped a land for the 5th, and brought back the Extruder and the Cauldron. But honestly, probably would rather bring back Nesting Bot at this point too. Zealot and Blood Witch. Okay, with the Bandit's Talent, I'm confused. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's not even once per turn with the Lost Jitte. That's crazy, man. Oh, Pinnacle Starcage. Oh. That hits everything. No, it doesn't hit the Bandit's Talent. I gotta remember, it's not completely temporary lockdown. With the attack, we could make it so that way the Zealot can't block, I guess. And that would be a good trade if they do end up trading. Actually, I'd rather just have the counter and see what they end up doing. I apologize, opponent. They also have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, too. This is sorcery speed, so whatever we decide, they do decide a trade. Grab our creature. Put it up to a 2/3. I'm dazed and confused, guys. I don't really know what the best scenario here is. But I will say, I'll let them waste the Soul Cauldron counter now, right? I apologize for taking my sweet old time over here, opponent. So Soul Cauldron, pick up the Nesting Bot, put a counter on the Zealot. Our creature dies anyways, so we get to keep the Lost Jitte around. But then we get to go Starcage. Yeah, Lost Jitte is crazy, man. That's a crazy card. Alright, Pinnacle Starcage. I guess we should untap a mana here for fun with the Lost Jitte, right? They're going to go ahead and sacrifice to get that extra through. Untap a land, we'll untap Verge. If we had more than mana in hand, this would be really good, right? We're flooding pretty bad this game. Now at 24 though, 24 is a lot for what we're doing. Okay, and we might as well keep the starting town in hand because we have more than enough on the board. And we don't need the starting town. It would be a good discard maybe. Uh-oh. Only land in hand means we lose the rest of them. I guess I should have played the Ishgard, but as soon as we targeted two things, the Soul Cauldron was going to take one of them. Guys, Bandit's talent is rough, dude. Send help. Oh no. Oh no, guys. At least Fountainport is utility land. That's good news at least. We've got one card in hand. Is it going to be a 1 mana card? It sure is. Go for the swing. You know what? Fishy. Although, I guess I'm not even going to block. We're in danger either way, guys. We might as well keep Fishy for a draw on the Fountainport. Ow, my face. Ow. Ow. Yeah, it's 1 or fewer cards, first of all. So Perilous Snare takes care of the talent that they have all the way maxed, but we'll still take 4 after the fact anyways. Right? So they also have this coming back with haste too. So I guess we're dead no matter what to the Bandit's talent. Yeah. Hey. Good game, opponent. I had no idea what we were up against based on the Bandit's talent. It doesn't really matter what we do or when we hold it up, guys. I'm just tapping everything for the fun of tapping everything at that point. Good game. We'll let him play it out for sure. So, mono black aggro, I guess. Rockin' Bandit's talent. Cool. We're 37 minutes in. I'm going to try one more game because we got to see more of the munitions today, right? Oh, Sunpearl, go, 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 go. Haha, Pinnacle Starcage. Come back to my hand. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry, buddy. It was taking my sweet old time over here. There's something we could have done, though. We could have generated a fishy. And then, yeah, generate fishy, Sunpearl the fish. Got card draw on the Sunpearl, right? That's funny. We still would have only had 1 card in hand, but yeah, guys, 38 minutes in, we're going to push it overtime. One more game, win or lose. I think the deck list showcased itself well enough. We have a lot of utility packed in here, and I like what we landed on when we built this on Twitch, so I do think the 4th weapons manufacturing would definitely be beneficial here. I don't think that the 4th Ragost would be beneficial, though. What do you guys think? Weapons manufacturing. Yes, that's what we want to see for the last game of the evening for sure. This is good. We keep this. And we will, because we're getting so late into the video, we'll go ahead and pause. Oh, okay. I'm just being impatient, guys. The opponent's here. The opponent has arrived. There has been a lot of freezing, though, so I have to keep my eye on all of that for sure. We can successfully just go Sunbillow and establish the nesting bot here. Yeah. Okay, it's going to be Cecile. Sunbillow number 2 means no weapons manufacturing, so it's got to be the starting town take a damage here. I'm afraid of a Spell Pierce, but that's not going to stop me. Ow, my face. Hey, hey, no Spell Pierce. Guess I'll keep a Chump Blocker, I guess. I don't know. Wait a minute, I can't swing into that anyways. It's not like Cecile can't block. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so we Chump Block. It's it's a token entering, so we don't get an extra token from the manufacturing. Vantage is good. That is good. That was a good draw. Now, Perilous Snare picking up the Cecile could be good, but probably going to flash in something better, huh? I think we should save Perilous Snare for the kitty cat when it comes time. At that point, Buster Sword. It wouldn't be a terrible counterspell for us if they countered this. Can be Floodpit's Drowner. Tap down the 1/1. Get the munitions rolling. Yeah, this Dimir aggro should be super scary. Sunbillow's our 4th with Soul Cauldron and Ragost available for the turn. Ragost doesn't have haste or anything fancy, but we probably still go that route, right? By tapping down that 1/1, they ensured that us equipping Buster Sword wasn't going to happen. It's a good play from them. Alright. Ragost, come on down. Uh-oh. 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 Also, second Floodpit's Drowner would be really bad for us. It lands by some miracle, I suppose. We could equip the Buster Sword, but I think we just established one of these Soul Cauldrons. Try to, at least. Maybe they'll activate Floodpit's Drowner ability. No, they do have a counterspell here now, and that's why we had the 2 open. We could have paid for the Ragost. That's pretty good. At least we have the second Soul Cauldron. Well, Ragost is out of the equation, guys. Down to 14. The Cecile does not flip quite yet, but we are in danger. For real. Maybe we should take the Cecile now while they're mostly tapped out. They won't have, like, the Phantom Interference, for example. Actually, that's definitely what we do. Because we have Nurturing Pixie as well. For the turn, right? And we'll gladly just go ahead. First of all, we can swing here too. Never mind. I think we're actually the ones in danger. Anyways, Pixie. Got some munitions. I guess I'll pop the Drowner instead of doing 2 damage to their face. Oh yeah, then we can swing. Oh yeah. You know what, guys? So we could have swung first, seen if they traded. They probably didn't. But if they did trade, then that 2 damage could have went to their face. I apologize, man. I apologize. All right. So with a flyer in the air and Buster Sword doesn't give trample or anything, we probably spread this wide, Buster Sword onto the 1/1. Extra mana is pretty good, and honestly, the Soul Cauldron is pretty good here too. It lands. Beautiful. Extra munitions. Now, Buster Sword onto the 1/1. We still got 3 mana here, guys. And we full swing. It's going to be Floodpit's Drowner. Ah, crap. Alright, second Floodpit's Drowner is really bad news. They tapped down the 4/3 because we wasted our mana onto it. They'll have a swing here, though, which I'll take. We got 3. I'm going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do the Soul Cauldron. And we definitely hit the Drowner out of their grave. Extra damage. Brings them down to 10. Cecile's not on the board, so we don't have to worry that they're that low. They do have Sanctuary to power up. They go for a swing, and they keep open their mana, even the Sanctuary, too. They do activate the Drowner to get rid of the token. Now, if they have removal for the Pixie, we're in danger, bro. Nesting Bot is good. Yep. We're in danger if that's removal. You go for it, right? Flood Pit's Drowner. Number 3. Okay, that's one of the worst case scenarios here, right? It's gotta be. Let's go ahead and get the nesting bot down. They still have 1 card remaining in hand. More munitions. And re-equip on this turn because we got plenty of mana. Oh, guys. We're in danger, dude. Okay, well, there's a reason I didn't activate Soul Cauldron yet. Holy cow. All right, Soul Cauldron open. They can power up Sanctuary. They got 6 on the board. I hope they miss. I hope they miss removal. They do. Go ahead. They banish the Pixie with the Flood Pit's Drowner before the swing even though the Drowner has Vigilance, right? It does. So they missed some damage here. I guess maybe they thought we were going to block with the Servo. All right. They decide... Oh, they don't have enough mana now with the Sanctuary. Down to 7. An incredible couple of turns from the opponent for sure. We're going to go ahead and get rid of Ragost because there's a chance that we can bring back the artifacts, but Ragost isn't going to do anything except for have an incredible middle ability to power up on the Servo, which honestly is better than the swing, isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's not, because we start with the Buster Sword swing. GG opponent. Wow. Hey, Buster Sword really coming in handy today, man. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. And going up against Dimir, that is like one of the scariest decks floating about right now. That, and we're seeing Orzhov, and we're seeing Mono Black, and we're seeing the Landfall, which we got very lucky against the Landfall today, honestly, but who knows where the meta's going to settle, but wherever it settles, I bet some version of this Dimir pops up. What do you guys think? Yeah, just so much utility. This was crazy business, man. And this, as far as Boros deck lists go, this was really hard to play, dude. So number 1, we're going to go for the swing, which means we wouldn't have the middle, the bottom Ragost ability. But the swing was going to be still 5 damage, free thing off the Buster Sword, which is just crazy, crazy business. There's a chance that that free thing would have been a Ragost or something too. Or, yeah, I guess it depends. But with all these munitions here, we really needed a way to pop these, which in that game, for example, Duskrose Reliquary would have been really good, right? Yeah, Duskrose Reliquary would have been excellent in that game with all the extra munitions. I'm glad. I'm glad we ended on a high note because we really got to showcase the deck list then overall. All right, guys, here's the deck list again. Cool. 4th weapons manufacturing. That would probably be worth it. What would I drop? I don't know. When we built it on Twitch, we only had 1 cloud to be able to use its utility to grab our 4, utility equipment, right? For lack of a better word for it all. But I don't have the 4th manufacturing yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth the craft for me, especially since I'm a red player, and especially since I love artifacts, right? But I thought we'd try 3, and same thing with the Ragost. We actually had 4 of them when we built it on Twitch. I forget what else I went down to. Oh, yeah. I think we had 3 Starcage, or maybe all 4, honestly, because Starcage pairs so well with the weapons manufacturing. But I don't have more than 2 right now, and honestly, Starcage might literally not be worth the craft for me, just based on what I play. I do play control decks every now and then, so at some point, when I pull the extra Starcage, I'll probably be happy about that, right? So it's a similar concept to where I rarely ever played Temporary Lockdown, but when I got them all, it was fine, right? Because I still played control every now and then, especially like even Boros mid-range and stuff. Really enjoyed Temporary Lockdown on occasion, so cool stuff, man. Really, really cool Pixie deck list. Really cool bounce deck list overall. Yeah. Maybe on the jankier side, but maybe not. It was a hard one to play, man. Because like I said, as far as Boros goes, there's a lot of options. And the ordering really, really matters. Guys, remember, this is an old version of the Foundry. If I forget to put the new version down in the description, just keep an eye out on that. Always keep an eye on your collection, just in case, right? Just in case the game messes up or something. Just keep an eye on your collection. Keep an eye on reprints like this for sure. And until I get at least one copy of the new Foundry. Once you get the one copy, you can go ahead and play all 4 of them since you have the 4 old ones too. That was a really nice update from them. Even so, keep an eye on that. I'll try to remember to change the Foundry to the new version down in the comments. The mana base felt good, and it felt necessary, didn't it? With double white in Cloud, double white in Starcage, Boros colors in Ragost, having to play like multiple 1-drops from your hand on the same turn. All of the early Boros lands felt really, really good. Honestly, Boros aggro in general, just waiting now, just waiting to be broken by something with all these incredible early lands, right? And starting town to even a couple starting town in this one. That is how greedy this deck list is, right? So yeah, with the lean towards the white sources, see 64% white, 28% red. With that lean, we're really just looking at the Verge, right? Because Verge is tapping for white initially until you get one of those basics on the board, or until you get a Foundry on the board too, powering up the Verge as well. So the mana base was excellent in here, and I'm sticking by the 24. It should, in theory, be a very expensive deck list that is not mad to have 5 or more lands on the board, as you not only have multiple things to cast out on the same turn, but multiple things to activate on the same turn on the board, whether you're equipping new things or using abilities like Ragost or anything like that, right? Or using abilities like the Legion Extruder too. Ishgard, Adventure. That'll come in handy eventually. It will, right? Really like this in here as a utility land. Just a 1 of though. You don't want it slowing you down too much at all. How about it, guys? Let me know what you thought down in the comments. I think this is really cool. A really cool version of Boros Artifacts. At the risk of sounding like a broken record at this point, huh? I don't really have much else to say here. I love that we have so many different themes, whether it's the food theme with the Ragost, just the generic artifact theme, the bounce theme with the Pixie and the Sunpearl. It's just really neat, man. Holy cow. Yeah, we landed on something cool here. Oh, by the way, put it on the do not craft list, guys. Put everything on the do not craft list for the first couple weeks of any given set, especially after rotation. No one knows where the meta is going to settle. So don't craft it. And this one's expensive too. Let's see here. Uncommons, uncommons, uncommons. Got mythic, uncommons. Basilisk Collar's rare. This was also a reprint, guys. You can see I'm using the old version there too. Uncommon, mythic, mythic, rare, mythic, mythic, rare, rare. It's but once we put the rares from the mana base, I was gonna say it's not that bad. I thought it was much worse, but no. I mean, once you put the mana base over, at least you can play the mana base in other deck lists too, but yeah, and that's a lot of mythics as well, especially the extruders, which only really belongs in very specific artifact deck lists, I would say. Still been a good one, especially for me, since I'm a red player and I love artifacts, right? It's a similar concept to the weapons manufacturing. I probably should have just crafted the 4th for this video, but 3 also worked pretty well today too, didn't it? And they don't play well into each other. Like if you have one manufacturing, play a second one, you don't get the munitions because it's an enchantment. If it was an artifact, holy cow, I definitely would have crafted the 4th one, but that also might be too good if it was an artifact, so. Alright, guys, hey, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. And I will see you in the next video.